So let's look at the 6 months plan that we have for you. And this is applicable regardless of which stage of the course you're in, right? If you put in consistent 6 months of effort, and we'll be there to help you, of course, you will definitely crack similar success, right? As you can see, your fellow batchmates and your ex-batchmates did. Now, this is the 6 months plan that we have for you, right? So primarily, and this since this is a joint session, some of you may not have learned some skills, but this particular one, first and second month plan, is based on the major recurring buckets of work. Now, what are the major recurring buckets of work, especially if you're a technology lawyer or a corporate lawyer? Is to draft privacy policies, is to draft terms and conditions, is to draft web terms of use for SaaS APIs, any and every user-facing policy or anything which is related to terms and conditions. Those are basically your regular bucket of work, recurring bucket of work. You can go to your Upwork profile and type certain keywords related to terms of use, terms of service, privacy policy, cookie policy, and despite the AI revolution coming in, still a lot of people don't prefer an AI writing their user agreements, right? So still there is a ton of work there, right? So this is based on recurring work, and it is also based on the fact that what additional services can you give, especially when you're not confident that you have enough technology law related skills, right? The idea is simple, okay? Not just the fact that you can help people you can help people legally, right? Especially when you're reaching out to law firms and mid-level lawyers in the US. I'm going to show you how to look for them as well, right? This is one of the strategies. But see, it's a universal problem that lawyers don't have time. It's as simple as that. And with a market which is 200x than India, which is currently targeting, I think, $300 billion last I checked, right, as per projections. It's a huge market and lawyers are known to make money, but they simply don't have the time, right? So let's just say that some of you are feeling underconfident in terms of pitching your legal services. Let's just say you don't want to pitch, let's just say you feel like, you'll feel rejected or you would be rejected for asking for any paralegal related work. You can pitch in other services as well, which can open gateways for a long-term engagement where you can showcase your legal skills later on, okay? So that's the idea of the first and second month. Then of course you can pitch in your legal services, especially based on your work experience, right? So let's just quickly go through the first and second months plan here, right? So firstly, goes without saying, you need to create your social media profiles. So those of you who don't have it, it's a mandatory, thing to have before you basically progress, because if you cannot virtually set a proof of work and a track record, it will be very difficult for you to source any clients, right? So creating a social media profile, and not just creating a profile, sharing insights and learnings which you learn every week from us, right? That is very necessary, right? And this is not a ho-hum thing that we say that you should write a lot on LinkedIn. This actually helps to set a certain credibility. It actually helps your network to see that you have a certain, not just the fact that you're trying to develop an expertise, you have some skin in the game, right? So to speak. So that's something that is very, very important, right? So create your social media profile and start posting your insights and learnings frequently, right? That will help you at least establish a basic track record, right? And some sort of a personal brand, because see, personal branding takes a lot of time. And personal branding also means that you work with different kinds of clients, be it a big client or a small client, right? So creating a social media account, very important, and a work account as well, right? So initially, what will we be doing? Your goal is to spend at least 1 to 2 hours. I'm not suggesting 1 hour. You should ideally take out 1 to 2 hours, and usually you should sit by the night. That's one additional tip that I have for anyone wanting to freelance. If you're wanting to freelance, usually you should set a time where you're sitting between 11 to 1, because that's in the US time zone. That is when the mornings happen there, right? So there is more chances of your proposals getting accepted. So when you're sitting in the night, this is something that is proven, right? The chances of you getting your proposals accepted is much higher, right? So always keep that in mind. That's not a mandatory thing, of course, right? But try to apply to gigs in the night. So in the beginning, your goal would be to spend at least 1 hour every day reaching out to potential clients. I'm going to show you a way, of course, right? Apart from Fiverr and Upwork, where you can search for jobs directly. I'm going to come back to everyone who's raised their hands, okay? Once we pause. Then you need to send in proposals for projects on Upwork. as you can see here. You obviously have to create customized personal templates. Now in the upcoming outreach sessions, I'm going to also review live work in terms of technology and data privacy related jobs. I'm going to show you the steps how to do it, but let's just have a broad roadmap of what you want to do in the next 6 months, right? Is that clear to everyone?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
nitty-gritties and will slowly shock them out, right? But you need to follow these steps. Then you will also reach out to foreign lawyers. I'm going to show you how to look for foreign lawyers, at least through LinkedIn. Okay, we're yet to figure out another mechanism, but this is a mechanism that it works excellently, right? You'll reach out to foreign lawyers who run smaller law firms, right? And what are the now the point comes that what kind of services can you offer apart from the legal services where you're actually looking to make some money, right? So like I said, most of the lawyers in the world, they don't have enough time, right? Which means they don't have enough time to basically generate leads through content, through basically having a social media profile, right? So basically this is where you step in, right? They want to be on social media and gather followers, right? They want to be a thought leader, basically depending on their area of expertise. They want to publicize their achievements and success stories, right? And they also want to be interviewed on podcasts and media channels, right? So they also want to publish articles and books. So this is where you step in. You reach out to, especially if you're a law student, if you're a young law graduate, and this obviously works if you want to make extra money, and this is based on the diversity of batch that we have. It works for everyone universally. When you start to reach out and offer your services, right? In terms of getting asking them to, can I write a blog for you, or can I basically help you get interviewed somewhere? Can I conduct an interview for you? Can I maybe edit some videos for you where you're giving an interview, right? And these are skills that you obviously would have to learn. You obviously need to have a very strong command over reading and writing on legal research, which means you also need to get published, right? And we help you get published. We have a writing team for that, right? So make full advantage in the next 1 to 2 months where you're actually firstly publishing your own articles related to technology law or any law that you want, right? If it's much better that you write on US laws, right? So that's something that you need to do. Is that clear to everyone? That you can reach out to people if you feel that the legal services is something that you cannot directly approach for to a law firm, right? You can ask them, can I handle your social media? Can I handle your business development, right? And this is something that most of us can easily do, right? In terms of writing and research, we have a team which is our legal writing team. They have a Discord channel. They train you. They have weekly sessions where they train you how to write articles, how to do proper legal research. So do join those sessions in case you're underconfident in terms of getting published. I'm going to stop here and just see how many of you are with me still now. Is that clear to everyone? Does this make sense? Yes, I receive a lot of yeses. Okay, Kuljit, I'll get back to you, okay? You can raise your hand when you pause. So you'll reach out to them. You'll basically say that I have a certain interest as well as I'm pursuing a course, whatever you can to create a good sales pitch, right? And how do you create a good sales pitch? By basically improving your sales pitch in case they don't work, right? The key is to reach out to at least 4 to 5 lawyers or law firms, right? Based on, you can just put in filters. I'm just going to show you all that, right? Don't worry about that. So like, since you may not know a lot of international technology law related work or paralegal related work, helping lawyers create their brands ensures long-term relationships, right? And these are the things that you can certainly do, right? You can help them build their YouTube channels. As you can see, you can write 3 threads for them and publish it on their LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever they want a particular audience, right? You can also interview them, set up interviews with them. Okay, so this is basically your broader level of task where you can help them bring a lot of clientele, or in terms of business development, you can help them build a YouTube channel. You can help them write 3 to 4 threads which they can publish on their social media. I'm just going to repeat it once more. I'm going to share this doc with you, all of you. But nonetheless, you can help them write 1 article per week, which can get published on their own website, or because a lot of the lawyers and law firms would have their own website, either on their website or on LinkedIn or wherever they want you to get it published. Help them featured on any of the podcasts. Help them launch a client newsletter. Very, very important, and something that smaller law firms don't have the capacity to build on, right? Because With bigger law firms, since the team sizes are huge, the work gets delegated easily, and associates and senior associates would sit and work on these newsletters. Right? A very good example of a newsletter blowing up is FinTales by Ikigai Law, right? And Nishad Desai's client newsletters are a hit as well. So these newsletters help them get a lot of clientele as well. They show thought leadership, right? So you can definitely have a long-term approach here and help them develop that as well.